Hi guys, today we are going to talk about how to exactly deal with falling behind or feeling behind, or rather feeling falling behind. I have this amazing formula that you can use so that you can stop feeling this way and start taking action in your life and also live with some amount of grace. My name is Karma, the life coach, and today let's deep dive into the topic of how to deal with falling behind. So today I wanted to do this in a very interesting way. So let us go through a story of a fictitious girl, Vidya, and how her life unfolds. Now, as I do this, guys, I also want you to invest your mental energy into this video and keep commenting on what you think Vidya might be feeling bad about, or what you think are the possible suggestions for Vidya that you think will work. Okay, so as I do this, I want you to keep commenting in the comment section with your suggestions for Vidya, and then obviously then I will come to my suggestions for Vidya and my suggestions for everyone who's watching this video who wants to deal with this feeling of falling behind in life. So Vidya is this studious girl. She's very diligent with her college work. She's very absolutely committed to her progress in her life. She's absolutely interested in her personal growth, and she wants to make her parents proud. She wants to make herself proud. She wants to achieve these big dreams in her life, and she was going full on with her preparation for exams and so on and so forth. And suddenly, what happens in her life is she's stuck with sickness a sickness that was an uninvited guest, a sickness that was never thought of before, a sickness that was never accounted for before, a sickness that is a sudden, uninvited guest. Now, this sickness is starting to cost Vidya a lot of time. She is not able to anymore focus on her journey. She is not able to anymore study. She is not able to anymore take up those books and get into her education and be able to give that tests and so on and so forth. Now also on top of that, she's able to see that her friends are progressing. She's able to see that her friends are able to go to the lectures, able to complete the worksheets, able to get done with all their stuff, and then she's seeing that they are progressing and she is falling behind. So because of this, slowly she starts to become angry with herself. She became very angry with her situation. She's not able to tolerate her situation right now. She's continuously thinking about why this had to happen to her when everything she did was so good in her life. She has never harmed anybody. She has never mean bad for anybody. But why does this have to happen to me? Is her big burning question. And as she was raging through that anger, and then she finally then succumbed to sadness. She's in extreme sadness right now. She's not able to deal with herself. She's not able to understand what's happening in her life. She's fearing her future like a lot, and she's feeling that maybe she will never be able to cope up with this situation. Now, this is Vidya's story. And there could be a lot of other stories like this, which are not particularly related to sickness, perhaps. But let us just say, your friend is more richer than you, for example, and then his or her father is able to invest into her business. And even if you have graduated from college at the same level with the same GPA, he is 100 times faster in his life. He or she is 100 times faster in their life than you are, and then you are here looking at their life, looking at their Instagram pictures or Facebook pictures, and then you are telling yourself, I am falling behind, or I am not able to catch up. Or probably even something like, you and your friend are studying in your university, you and your friend are starting a business at the same time, but because of his business maturity, because of probably a superior skill than you have, he is able to go forward faster and you are falling behind. There is some reasons why he's able to go forward faster and you are not able to go forward that faster as he's able to do, and you are feeling and falling behind. Now let's try to understand why this thing hurts. Why does falling behind hurt people so much? The first thing is fear, and it's very real. Fear of falling behind has been since millennia, where if you were a farmer and if your neighbor was doing better with his crop, you are then feeling like you're falling behind, and then you're feeling fear that you might lose the opportunity. You're feeling the fear that you might never be able to cope up. You are feeling the fear that you might have never be able to reach that status. You are feeling the fear that maybe you'll be left behind. These are all the big real fears that you feel when you go through such a situation. And then the next one is you start to feel helpless. Now you are feeling so afraid that your fear is overwhelming you, and then suddenly you get into this area where you feel absolutely helpless about your situation. You're almost close to giving up, and you feel very, 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 very terrible. And then obviously the next thing is complete and utter loss of hope, and a full scale depression or anxiety about your future or about yourself, lack of self-esteem, a full loss of self-esteem and confidence, and the problems continue. Now, what then is the solution for this problem? The solution for the problem is very simple, but as Einstein would say, things should be made simpler, but things should be made simple, but never simpler. So the solution is simple, but obviously implementing it will take some amount of patience and upskilling from your side. So if you look at this graph here, okay, this is a graph between patience and privilege. For example, if we take Vidya's life, uh, her friends are privileged more than her in terms of their health. So in terms of health privilege, she falls in this side of the graph. Okay. So if then Vidya also does not have patience in her life to put up with this process and to move through this process gracefully, if her patience is also doing this side of the graph, then frustration is what will result in her life. Okay. She will have no other option but frustration. Now, if, for example, if she obviously then lacks the privilege in her life, the health privilege in her life, and by the way, guys, whenever we talk about privilege, people only think about privilege in terms of having enough money or having the food on the table or things like that. Almost all of us are underprivileged in our lives in our own specific ways. Even the richest people to the poorest people. Whether you are underprivileged by mindset, whether you are underprivileged by resource, whether you are underprivileged by health, there are multiple areas in which you could be underprivileged in your life, and it is very important to acknowledge and accept these underprivileges that exist in your life. So in Vidya's case, if she's underprivileged in her health area, she should at least have the patience to go through it so that she'll feel okay, and then one day she will obviously come into the better state of her health, and then she will then be able to go ahead in her life. So what does this patience mean? This patience might mean that it will take 2-3 more years for her to succeed than her friends would probably be able to pull it off in. It might take more time for her, it might take more effort for her, and Vidya should be completely fine with it, because Vidya wants to have at least one of the two things in her life, either privilege or patience. If people do not have either privilege or patience, if they do not have either one of this, the only obvious result in their life will be frustration. So every one of us should harbor at least one of the things, privilege or patience. If we do not have both, frustration is the only alternative that we will be left with. Now, if we look at the brighter side of the equation, if you are massively privileged in your life and you also have a lot of patience, you are in the best possible shape in your life. Okay. And when you do not have a lot of privilege, you at least must harbor patience so that you feel okay. And then with your patience, you keep moving forward. And one day you will definitely see the result that you want to see. And if you do not yet, then it's definitely not the end. So you keep going. And then obviously, if you have the privilege and you have lesser patience, you will be in the bearable zone. So for example, other people around you will be bearing your brunt for your lack of patience, but they will give you that benefit because you are very privileged and they want to be around you for your privilege. So you will just be bearable. They will not feel pleasant around you, but you will be bearable and you will still go ahead in your life. But if you ask me, if you want to aim to be in a better position in your life, you want to be among these two situations. You want to be either in the best or in the okay bracket, and not in the bearable or the frustration bracket. So guys, and you can apply this in any situation. For example, if your friend is going a lot ahead because his dad has invested into his business and you have no other option but to do a job and then probably someday start your business, your friend has a lot more privilege. And when you do not have that much privilege, you should have at least that much patience. So probably you will reach your friend's level in another 15, 20 years of time, and not probably in the next 2 or 3 years of time. So you should harbor the patience to be able to put up with that journey and go ahead. And for example, if your friends are able to score much better in their classes than you are able to, then you are underprivileged in terms of the attitude you are putting up with your preparation, or probably the skill level you have with your subject knowledge. So in both the cases, you should harbor the patience to build attitude. By the way, guys, attitude is also a skill that people do not think about as a skill. Having a good attitude is a skill and it needs to be worked upon, and people should give it the importance that it deserves. So either by attitude or by skill in the subject, you might be failing at this time. So you harbor the patience to build that massive attitude, that you will become the massive action taker, which then will help you reach your friend's level of privilege in terms of the subject knowledge or the marks that they are scoring. And also, if you are lacking the skill level, again you're underprivileged with the skill, again you harbor the patience to get to that skill level and then equate with your friend. So the whole game is, guys, you must at least have one of the two things, either privilege or patience. If you do not have both, it will be a sad situation. You will only be left with frustration. So this is my encouragement to you guys. Have either privilege or patience in your life, and you will win, if not today, but eventually 100%. I wish you guys all the best. Thank you so much for being, for learning this from me, and thank you so much for spending time with me today. If you like what I did here, please like, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And if you want to know more about me, or if you want to know more about the work that I do, you can go into the description below and you can submit your email ID over there to me, so that you can receive my free books that I write, which can give you a lot of value to your life. And also, if you need counseling or any sort of help, you can find my calendar link below and you can book an appointment for yourself. Have a good day. Stay safe. Stay home. Bye bye.